What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Friday video. I am Anthony for AVP Aquariums, and first off I want to say sorry that I didn't put out a video last week. I was feeling really down and out and I just really was not feeling it, and kind of just took a break, just kind of a little mental health break. But I'm back this week, and I was going through some of my old videos and I realized we haven't touched on the 40-gallon breeder here in quite a while. So I want to give you guys a look at the 40 breeder, show you what's been going on, and as a special treat, we're going to release my Farlowella fry that have been growing out in a breeder box out into the tank. Alright, so life in the 40 breeder has pretty much been just going along. Not too much has changed since the last time we looked at it as far as aquascaping, because I pretty much vowed to myself that I wouldn't change it, and I've pretty much stuck to that. The only thing I have moved around were the stem plants that used to be behind the wood. I have now moved them to the right side of the tank, just because I feel like it gives a better impression there, and personally I get to see them a little bit more, and those are pretty nice plants in the corner. Those are the P. Gayi, which I'm gonna butcher the whole entire name, so I'll just put that on the bottom and spare your ears bleeding from my pronunciation of that word. But that's the only thing that's really changed scape wise. The plants have been doing really well. The stems have definitely been getting trimmed and spread, and the sword and red tiger lotus on the left here have really been sprouting new leaves, growing. Pretty soon, hopefully, the red tiger lotus will be shooting up some lily pads up to the surface, so you can get a nice effect going there. Since there is no dirt at the bottom of the substrate anymore, it's just pure sand, I have been giving the sword and the red tiger lotus some root tabs, and I have been dosing the water column for the stem plants and the floating plants, which has been working out well. I did have a little bit of a incursion with some staghorn algae, but that has since gone away, and what's left is just some cladophora algae, which I personally like seeing in this tank. I think it really adds to the natural appearance. So you're probably wondering why the tank is kind of looking empty fish wise. It technically is not empty. There still are the 5 Bolivian rams, which have kind of taken a break from spawning, which I kind of expected since I did lower the tank temperature a little bit, but it's looking like they are now getting back into spawning mode. There's actually a pair that looks like they are getting ready to lay some eggs down here in the bottom corner. But the one fish I've really been kind of struggling with getting them to come forward has been the red-eyed tetras, surprisingly. At one point I thought it may have been the flow from the spray bar that was kind of keeping them towards the back, which I still think is kind of playing a part, so I've lowered the flow a little bit. And right now they're pretty much hiding because I'm in front of the tank, and they apparently just don't like that. They'll come out when I feed them, and when the lights dim, they'll definitely come out. So I'm still going to be playing with that a little bit more, see if I can get anything going so that I can see them coming out a little bit more. Since I did move the plants up to the front here, they have been swimming around those a little bit more, so hopefully maybe that'll entice them to come out. But as of right now, they are all hiding in the back. And the really exciting bit of news in this tank, the Farlowella Juveniles, since they are no longer anywhere close to fry, are big enough now to go into the 40 breeder. I did a test run with 2 of them last week, and put them in there for about the full week just to make sure that nothing in the tank was going to eat them, that they were going to do well. And they made it out without any scratches, no bites, no predation. So I am now confident that I can go ahead and put the rest of them in the tank and let them finish growing out in there. And I'm also going to release the cherry shrimp that have been repopulating in this little breeder box into the tank too. Some of the babies have already somehow managed to escape into the tank and have already grown and started repopulating in there. So I figure I'm just going to go ahead and put the others in there, and since there's enough plants and leaf litter, there's apparently enough cover for them to kind of replenish that population. The big female is still in there. I'm not sure if you can really get a good glimpse of her just beyond that piece of wood there. But she has done her job repopulating. There are now dozens upon dozens of shrimplets and juvenile shrimp and full-grown shrimp in here. So I'm going to release everybody into this tank now. Alright, so we have here our graduating class of Farlowella Juveniles ready to go into the big tank. But I also pulled out so you can see the big red cherry shrimp there is the female that I pulled out of the 8-gallon those many months ago, and that has been putting out shrimplets like crazy. And if I can reach in here, this one big massive ram's horn snail, which is literally about ½ an inch across, if not more. So this one is going into the big tank too. The puffer will leave this one alone, but it'll definitely lay enough eggs where it'll create a nice continuous food supply. So we'll just go ahead and drop that one in there, and that one's off to live in the big tank. And we'll go ahead and release the Farlowella Juveniles down here. Give you guys a water view. Let's see if I can do this the right way here. And off everybody goes. And naturally, if you've never owned Farlowellas before, they can be a little bit stubborn. So you see there's still a whole bunch of them left in there. So we're gonna have to get those out. And I'm gonna have to put the camera down because this is gonna take 2 hands. So hold on 1 second. Alright everyone, that is it for today's video on the 40 breeder. Hope you enjoyed this little look into how things have been going, and I have definitely been excited with the direction this tank has been taking, especially with the Farlowella Juveniles, which have really been a special breeding project for me. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll take a close look at Nano Corner and see what has been going on in there. There's a lot of exciting news and developments to look at in those tanks. So stay tuned for those. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit that like button and comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.